Hello, I'm your host, John Cavendish, and welcome to Season 4 of the Amazon Strategist Show. The show is all strategy with no hacks, no silver bullets, and no magic pills, just real practical strategies to grow your Amazon business. Today, I am joined by none other than Sasha Double R, who has been helping e-commerce founders build, scale, and expand into new markets and international marketplaces. His journey began in his family's long-running pet accessories manufacturing business, a B2B trusted brand since the 1970s. And as the industry shifted, Sasha led the company's bold transition into M2C. Since then, he's been building software companies, and also he's on a mission to empower founders with a smarter, simpler system so they can scale with ease and focus on what truly matters, which is building great products and serving customers. So welcome, Sasha.
Thank you, John. And I love the practicality. I love practicality as well. Nothing worse than a bunch of theory, right?
Yes. Interestingly, something I didn't share with you, my son was nearly called Sasha. I don't know why he wasn't called Sasha. We had a choice of two names, and it was like a toss-up between, and one of them was Sasha. He became Edward. But, yeah.
Equally royal names.
Equally royal, yes, whether it's like Russian royalty or British royalty. Indeed. Cool. So, I hear you've basically just launched well, when did you launch it? You launched a software product, and
about a year ago.
Tell us a little bit about that. A year ago, okay.
Yeah. It's a product that's really focused on helping e-commerce data teams or founders get a better handle on their product data quality. So, and handle the restricted listings on Amazon, list Amazon products easier, handle the variations better. So really a whole suite that helps you make your daily life a lot more straightforward when managing product, especially if you're not only doing that within Amazon, but also rolling that out across different other marketplaces, or perhaps your own website or websites.
So yeah, updating content across multiple marketplaces. How would someone know that they need a product like this?
I would imagine if you're spending a few hours a day on product information, you're already very qualified to be using it. If you're also struggling to really understand the errors that you're having within your Amazon Seller Central, or that you're listing the same product across different platforms, or maybe different Amazon accounts, or eBay and Amazon, or Magento and Shopify, so you start duplicating a lot of your work, then you really want something like OneSealer.
Cool. And how do you spell it? Sorry, the name of your product?
OneSealer, so OneSila.com.
Sealer. What does Sealer mean?
That's a very good question. It means strength.
Strength. Okay. Cool.
Strength. Yes.
I like it. Awesome. So I guess how did you come to this as the problem that you wanted to solve?
It's in our pet brand. We had this particular challenge. So we had a high-end pet, we've specialized in dog carriers. So we used to make them ourselves. I've sat behind machines many times making hundreds, if not thousands, of those bags. And yeah, we would sell those in Germany, France, Italy, in the UK, in the US, sometimes to the Middle East or even to Southeast Asia. And you end up automatically with different websites for different regions, different pricing structures for different regions, and that becomes a lot of work doing it by hand. Plus, I'm really a stickler for duplicate work. It's one of the things that, I don't know how to put it, kind of makes me nervous, if you have to do the same thing 3 times, there's something wrong. So that's how we ended up in the product information management, and that's actually what we initially built internally for us. And then over time, I decided to turn this into a real tool and bring it to the world.
Cool. I love it. So does your family brand still sell dog carriers?
They do. I'm no longer involved in it, but they very much do. Yes, indeed.
So how did you? What happened on your journey? Kind of your entrepreneurial journey from making dog carriers to managing data to being here? What happened?
So I've been in e-commerce since I left school. Really, my first store was maybe 19, 20 years old. It was a pet store, online pet store. Well, I didn't sell a thing. So you end up spending weeks and weeks to build a store. You had products on it, and then you don't really. At that age, I didn't quite realize that you had a thing called online marketing. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago, right? It wasn't such a big thing. So you end up going to exhibitions and handing out flyers. God, I remember a day where I was handing out hundreds and hundreds of flyers. Eventually, I got booted out of the exhibition for illegally flyering. And that's how that journey really started. And then I started building e-commerce stores for other people as well. And yeah, the ball started rolling. And over time, you start picking up how to code, and you start learning a lot of new stuff. And yeah, fast forward 20 years, and you're running your own SaaS business.
Is it sales business, you said?
SaaS.
Oh, SaaS business, sorry.
Yeah.
Have you had a SaaS before this, or is this your first SaaS business?
No, this is the first, yeah.
And do you still run any e-commerce stores?
No.
No, cool.
The
Nice.
SaaS
So
takes
you're a
up
proper
all of my
SaaS
time and
preneur.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very focused, yeah.
Cool. So tell us more about the product, how the product works.
Yeah, lovely. Happy to. So we've really built it with two people. So there's my co-founder and myself, and we've really built a product that would help a company use like product information as a strategic tool rather than something you have to suffer through. Isn't quite the words I'm looking for, but what I see often in companies is product data is treated as the ugly duckling. And a lot of time and attention goes to ads, creatives, even CRO, and then product information is somehow a little bit forgotten and dangling at the bottom. Where in reality, people are buying those particular products. So let's say you want to buy this. You can't see it with the blur. Let's say you want to buy a coffee mug. You kind of want to know how big the mug is, and if it's not listed, well, you're probably not going to buy it. Somehow in CRO that doesn't come up, and then marketeers aren't really bothered or fussed about the product data pages and what's on there. They're kind of more busy with what it looks like and how beautiful it is and making more pictures and more videos. But the most basic of things are often forgotten. It's like a fridge. You wanna buy a fridge. It has the extension cord to go into the wall. Often it's not listed how long that cord is. That actually costs you sales. So what we try to do what we're doing with OneSila is we've created a structured approach around product information that helps you really complete all of the data you want. If questions come up in your customer service and they say, well, we'd really love to know X or Y about those products, then you merely change a minor setting, and all of the products that are lacking that particular information just get flagged up, and you can tick them off one by one or in bulk. And that way it kind of makes the whole experience around product information, and especially the maintenance around it, a lot stronger.
Does it integrate with Amazon directly then, through the API?
Yeah.
And how, I guess, because Amazon, one of the big problems people have is ensuring the right information is on the front end. How do you monitor what's actually going on Amazon that's actually propagating to be the front end data?
Yeah, so we import all of the requirements from Amazon into our platform, and we constantly update it because Amazon changes their requirements as well, right? So we pull that into our platform as well, and we do the same with all the validation issues, listing restricted listings, and all of those flags that show up in Amazon, and we bring them all together in our platform, and then you get a dashboard with what product is missing what, if there's something not quite mapped right, or if you have suppressed listings for whatever reason it may be. I've seen the most ridiculous of things, like a SKU that may not be agreed with another SKU, and then Amazon starts merging listings, but they shouldn't be merging them. You want to know these things, right? So that's really what will make a lot easier. Same goes for adding variations. It's fine if you only have 2 or 3 variations of a given product, but if you start having 10, 20, then it becomes a bit more challenging to do. And that's really where we try to make things a lot more modern and operator focused.
If you have like a really big catalog and you're importing it into your software, how do you import it at scale?
Yeah, preparation is key, right? So you have your initial catalog, the information.
Yeah, if you've got like 10,000 SKUs or 100,000 SKUs, how do you get that information into your software, I guess?
Yeah, preparation is kind of key there. Like the better prepared it is, the faster obviously everything goes. But even if you have half of the information missing, our dashboard will just tell you what's missing and where. So you can dump it all in there and then sort through it as you go along. And you get all kinds of, we call them dashboard cards, so they're basically filters on your product data. So if you imported 10,000 SKUs and maybe 100 are missing the product type, it will just tell you the product type is missing. It's not going to stop you from importing it, it'll just red flag it or orange flag it or yellow flag it, depending on the severity of the issue. and that creates for a whole different working experience, because you don't, even if you're not doing it by yourself, you can have multiple people working on it simultaneously, and everything's updated in real time. There's not like an approval and waiting for something to be approved. No, it's really made to move and really seller focused.
And does it use AI as well to do with that sorting, or is it just basic machine learning? How does it sort the data?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, there's some AI involved. There's just some basic, clean, well-built architecture behind it. And then the AI we use to generate descriptions, maybe detect some attributes or properties from within descriptions you may already have. The same goes with images. Actually, I believe in a couple of months we'll be adding a small tool in there, to like an AI tool to cut off the backgrounds from images if you haven't been able to do those. So you can just do it in app. You don't have to go to Photoshop or whatever other app you're using. It just happens in there. Click it, approve it, and move on.
Love it. Sounds really cool. What else should I be asking about it? Because I am not managing large catalogs of SKUs and information.
Overall, I find that it's a maintenance thing. Like, product data doesn't change that often, but when it does change, you want to propagate it everywhere and cleanly. So that's one major challenge. And then secondly is, let's say today you're selling in the UK, and tomorrow you want to go to Germany, to the German market, or to the US market. It's probably more of a natural flow, isn't it, from the UK to the US? But the wording is often different, right? American English is quite different from British English. So what we find is that companies really struggle to migrate their entire product catalog with that. Meaning, let's say you have 20,000 SKUs. I wouldn't be surprised it'll take you 6 months to get there, to be ready in order to connect it to whatever website you have for the US. If you do it with a platform like ours, like OneSealer, then it's more like days. You just approve the products you want to sync to that channel, you generate new descriptions for it, and then if you want, somebody can go through them and make final adjustments. But you can translate things off your original content. You can regenerate things off your original content. Translating attributes or properties is the same story. You can just click translate buttons or manually double check things. That's okay. But it just speeds up that entire process of having to find a copywriter and a translator and then a proofreader. Yeah, we simplify that entire flow, and then you just select which products in bulk, if you like, to go to which sales channel, and yeah, you're basically done.
Oh, very cool. I mean, it sounds like a great way of expanding a large catalog internationally as well.
Even on Shopify, right? A lot of people struggle with meta fields. It's kind of the meta field hell, I call it. If you have a larger catalog, especially because there's no structured way to handle your product properties in Shopify. So it becomes a thing of exporting things and using various plugins to export it, updating Excel sheets, re-importing the lot. It's quite a tedious, error-prone process. So if you use something like ours, PIM, then the whole experience just changes completely.
And how's the pricing model work for OneSealer?
It depends a little bit on your catalog size and the number of sales channels. But let's say you can start somewhere from a couple of £100 a month to upwards up to 3,000-4,000.
Yeah, depends how big you are and how many SKUs you have.
Yeah, exactly. How many sales channels and yeah.
So if anyone wants to find out more specifically about OneSealer, how do they find out more?
They could go to onesealer.com, so onesila.com, or look me up on LinkedIn, drop me a message. I'm more than happy to show you what we're about and how it works, how it can help you, really.
Thank you. So what we're going to move on to next is our controversial take. So,
okay.
Controversial take. It's usually about the e-commerce industry. So, what's your most debatable or controversial opinion related to Amazon or the e-commerce industry in general, do you think?
Actually, I'd like to go back to what we were saying earlier about the ugly duckling of product information. People are so busy with making nice images and making videos and all kinds of photo shoots that they're forgetting that the people are actually buying your product, and that includes the product information. So if somebody's researching a new fridge or a phone, or if the basic information isn't there, how can you expect them to want to purchase it?
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I haven't personally looked for the length of a power cord on a fridge, but I assume that I would try and ask Google AI, ChatGPT.
There you go. Yeah.
And it would say, I don't know, but usually there are a couple of meters long.
Yeah, but it does instill a bit of extra trust, though, doesn't it? When you go to the thing, and it's just there. You don't have to look it up. You're like, okay,
Oh, for
these
sure,
people are
yeah,
serious.
it'd
They
be really
know
useful.
what they're doing. And I'm a big fan of precision. I suppose that's where it comes from.
I'll get an extension cable. All I'll do is I'll twist the cables together and wrap a lead of tape around it. I'm sure it will be fine, Sasha. It's fine. I live in Asia. That's probably how it was installed. 100%.
There is a
And
bit
then
that
nailed to
tendency
the wall.
here,
Yes. So, people should go to onesealer.com. They could reach out to you on LinkedIn. Anything else that you would like anyone to know about OneSealer or what you're building?
That is definitely not an IT-heavy solution. It's a modern tool made for modern sellers. It's not a bureaucratic, cumbersome platform. It's really a sales-first SaaS that is really designed to help you sell more faster in new markets, or even save you a bunch of time in your existing markets.
Love it. Sasha, thank you so much for being here. And thank you to everyone who watched this episode. Go and check out onesealer.com, book a demo, or reach out to Sasha directly. And if you have a large catalog, it sounds like a great way to manage your information. Because I know we have clients with 25,000 SKUs. They hate updating their information. So thanks, everyone. Also, if you watched this episode and you enjoyed it, please rate us on all the platforms, share it with your friends. It helps us go up the rankings. So thank you. And see you next week.